she does not know me, any longer. She does not know me. We do not speak. I haven't really talked to her in like a year. So for her to make any like assumptions or like tell like Olivia that, she was with me for 3 years, like, girl, you don't know me anymore. I'm not the same person I used to date. Facts, end of story.
The real romance here is this bromance.
I was just going to say that, Lauren. I was seriously just thinking these guys are so, like, just the love between the two of you is so real.
Welcome back to Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap. The week is finally here, Emily.
Woo! BravoCon! It is BravoCon this weekend, people, and we cannot wait. Lauren has her bags packed. She's coming to New York.
I'm headed to the Big Apple. And guys, we have so much for you guys. If you're there, Emily and I are hosting a panel on Friday at 11, housewife to housewife.
Come see us. It's going to be lit. It's going to be the best.
If you're not there, we're going to be on the carpet and we're going to be posting in real time. So make sure you're on our YouTubes, Access Hollywood social pages. We got you all covered.
Follow us on Instagram, Emily Orozco TV.
And Lauren A. Herbert, because we're going to give you the inside scoop. But before that, we wanted to kick things off and have someone different on Housewives Nightcap this week.
Welcome, Austen and Craig, coming from the very chilly hills, ski slopes of Winter House.
Winter House round 2. Austen, tell me how it was different this time around.
It wasn't. Yeah. I mean, same freaking house, same town. It definitely was a little like, Twilight Zone-y to walk in and have so much be different from a year ago. A year ago I came in, I was single, and Craig was like, well, what are you gonna do about it? And I was like, well, I don't know, like, and just to see how it all turned out, and then coming into it this year kind of uncertain where my friendship is with Sierra was just a bit different from last year. So trying to navigate those waters. Well, friendships with a lot of people, to be honest, because I hadn't seen them since the summer, really. And like I knew that Kyle and like Luke and Craig are obviously my buds, but there are definitely some question marks there for me with some other people. So trying to navigate those waters.
And we kind of switched roles. Last year Austin had a relationship in the house and I was there by myself. Right. And this year I have a relationship in the house and Austin was there by himself. So that was kind of a neat switcheroo. And also Stowe gets to be way more of a character this year or a cast member, because the first season Stowe was still pretty locked down because of COVID, and this year it was wide open. And so you get to see us in so many different social settings and so many new places. Last year was a lot of house parties, which was fun, but this year we actually get to go to some of the local bars, and it gives us somewhere else to like gossip.
Stowe is fun. I have gone out in Stowe and it was honestly like top 5 best nights of my life.
Wow.
For New Year's.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Really cool. And yeah, Craig, I'm gonna take that from you. It's a cast member. It's like its own cast member this year, so we get to have a lot of fun with that.
Wait, Austen, so you brought up Sierra, and then we saw on Southern Charm that you guys had a little night together. So what was it? What were your expectations going into Winter House? Because were you and Olivia still together at this time?
Yeah. So I did see Sierra when she came to Charleston, but then her and I did have a talk, like a little bit of a talk prior to going into Winter House. And I did tell her that I was seeing someone, and she was like, all good. But still didn't know what it was going to be like when we actually came face to face, like if it was going to be, all good or anything. And she was as welcoming as could be, in my opinion.
But so Austen, did you and Sarah hook up at the Winter House? Were you with Olivia at the Winter House?
Yeah, I mean, normally I was with Olivia during Winter House. So
got it. Okay.
I would say you have to watch and see, but the answer is no.
Okay, got it. He's like, I need to. He's like, I know I need to see it, but
great.
I don't want there to be, any rumors like, oh,
got it.
See, this is not one of those rumors.
Okay, we set the record straight.
Yeah.
Now, Craig, I saw somewhere that you said that this was the longest time you and Paige actually have spent together, like in a relationship. So how was that? Did it put your relationship to the test at all?
Well, that's what's going to be kind of fun to watch. Maybe not for me. No, it'll be fun for all of us. But, long distance really works for Paige and I. However, that can't be the case forever. So I think this was a great test for us. We basically had never spent more than a week together. And usually it was 4 days, and this is 3 weeks in the same room. Basically taking anyone that does long distance, and I mean, you're basically moving in together. So you get to see
with cameras,
Yeah.
with alcohol, with
Yes.
other people. It's a
Right.
lot.
Well, and other shows were airing at the time. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on, and it's neat because you get to see us make a decision, like, which direction are we going to go in? And obviously I'm always a little combative, and you get to kind of see, what I decide to do. If it's, if I want to calm down, and be a better partner, or do I want to keep being a wild, Lone Ranger?
Pillow making man.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
I got to find that balance,
Or are you making the pillows for your future wife and children, or are you making it to live the single life? These are the
Right.
big
I am making them to buy that ring one day.
yes.
Boom.
There you go. Go ahead, Laura.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, we also really want to quickly talk about Southern Charm reunion. That first episode was crazy. You got so much went down. What can you tell us about the other 2 episodes? And Austin, were you happy, shocked that Shep and Taylor broke up? Because I don't know if you've seen it on social media, but a lot of people are actually shipping the 2 of you together now.
I know they are. It's been a long time since anyone shipped me doing anything, but but of course, I've seen that. I mean, Taylor and I are very close. No, I like it. It was never my intent to like have Taylor and Shep, break up. I mean, they're 2 very close people in my life. And I know that Shep is like, going through it right now, and the internet might not like him, but he's one of my very, very, closest friends. And I just wanted Taylor to, have a backbone for herself and set some boundaries for how she should expect to be treated. And that was it. And I'm not sitting here saying that Shep was like abusive or things like that. Just wanted her to have more of like a backbone. And it was never, obviously them breaking up is on, their own accord. I didn't have anything to do with that. That's them like figuring it out. And obviously I talked to both of them about, their thought process going into it. And that's just, one of those things where like, it actually broke my heart when they broke up, because I used to I used to call Taylor and be like, what are y'all doing today? Right. And so like, I always knew that they'd be together, and I loved hanging out with the 2 of them. But
Well, I think we were under the impression that they were never going to break up. So a lot of the
I thought this was it for Shep.
Yeah.
I was
think
like,
we were like
finally
trying to
found it.
restructure their, being like, Taylor, if you're going to be in this forever, this is, you have to correct course a little bit. But I know that I was very shocked, when Shep started to show up to the gym wanting to talk, because, like the breakup was getting more and more real. And I think it surprised a lot of us.
yeah, I mean, I think that,
Well, because once it takes a unique person to like any of us, right? But definitely to like Shep. And we just thought that was his person.
Shep.
Yeah, to
Deal
deal
with
with
Shep.
Shep. And
We love the self-awareness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we love self-awareness.
yeah, I mean, I like watching your friends kind of go through it, and it's like, as much as like you want to help them through it, like they obviously have to make their own decisions at the end of the day. And I think that some real conversations and decisions were had and made. And Shep honestly thought that he was doing the best thing for them both by not continuing to be in a relationship. So it's just so interesting. It's just like an interesting,
fascinating
thing. Yeah.
stuff.
And Taylor was like, well, I want you to fight for me. And Shep's like, what if this happens again? So just an interesting and saddening thing too, because just like y'all said, y'all thought that this was Shep's, like, this was it. And I was like, oh my God, maybe this is it. And I think that he thought that it was it too. And so to see it kind of blow up or go in the direction that it did is very saddening.
It'll be It'll be neat to see what happens.
Yes,
and
it
the
will
reunion
be.
at BravoCon. Like they're gonna see each other at BravoCon.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not over. Who knows? Who
So wait,
knows?
Austen, are you a single man right now?
I am a
Yeah.
single man right now.
Okay.
You are.
I
So
am.
All
me-
right.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, but everyone keeps forgetting how Olivia would feel if
Oh.
Taylor and Austen hooked up, because everyone's like, oh, well, how would Shep feel? And like Paige said the other day, she was like, Olivia and Taylor are like best friends,
Yeah,
guys.
it's super close, and yeah.
right.
Oh my
right.
God, talk about mess.
Austen, what is your take on everyone saying with the Madison thing that you guys still have this flame? Like, are you over it? It's like, honestly, as a viewer, I'm being honest, watching you guys, I'm like, this is weird. Like, is there something there? Am I imagining it?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I don't know.
I mean, look, the thing that I can say is that, I mean, like her and I were close for like a while there, and like I've talked to Craig about this too. I've been like, sometimes like there are like a random meme like or something that I'm like, I want to send to her, but I'm like, you can't, because her and I are just, we are just
Done.
like done, and so obviously didn't know how the reunion was going to be, and I mean, she threw just as much, shade at me as she did.
But I think for the first, she always
nice things, right?
She was always able
where
to
are you
get
going. I'm like,
yeah.
why are you going to be nice and then call me like a boy? I'm like, you and like, here's the reality of it. The reality of it is, she does not know me, any longer. She does not know me. We do not speak. I haven't really talked to her in like a year. So for her to make any like assumptions or like tell like Olivia that she was with me for 3 years, like, girl, you don't know me anymore. I'm not the same person I used to date. Facts, end of story.
But she used
That
to,
was weird.
she could get under Austen's skin still just because
Yeah,
she was good at that. But
because
then
she
at
likes to
the
throw, like, the freaking internet.
but at the
jabs.
reunion, I thought it was good that Austen finally learned to laugh it off. And I think then it had an adverse effect and it threw Olivia through a loop. But I actually was proud of him for the beginning, because she was trying and he just kept laughing, and we were all laughing because you can't help but laugh. And I thought that that meant we turned a corner.
I do too, Craig, because if I would have like reacted or gotten angry at her for things, it's like, no, dude, she's not in your life anymore. Like the things that she says, I don't care. It doesn't like affect me anymore. So I was just laughing them off, like, sure, you think I'm this or you think I'm that, and that's just the reality of it.
The real romance here is this bromance.
I was just gonna say that, Lauren. I was seriously just thinking these guys are so like, just the love between the two of you is so real. So we can't wait to see the bromance continue on Winter House.
Yes. Yeah, well, we add like a third, bromance to it. A bromance from Craig's past, gets brought in.
Yeah,
my best friend, bro.
Yeah, my best friend from Charleston, who we lived together for years, all the way up until Southern Charm started. He was my little brother in the fraternity. He joins us on vacation this year. And so you get to see, my best friend now versus my best friend back then. I mean, he still is one of them, meet for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's a funny dynamic.
We've met, but like never really spent any time together. And in my opinion, it was like a seamless, like, we all.
But Austen was a little unsure at first.
A love triangle. We can't wait.
Love triangle.
I was like, wait, Craig's my friend.
Yeah.
Guys,
we will see you guys this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see you in like 2 days.
So looking forward to talking more about your amazing chaotic lives that we love to be a part of.
We're glad you get a kick out of it.